Hey everyone, David C. Anderson here coming at you from the Knife Center. And today we're proud to announce the Knife Center exclusive launch of the Dogwood Custom Knives Kephart with glow-in-the-dark Firefly handles. Let's check it out. Although this model has been updated with modern materials, Dogwood's version of the Kephart is based on an original Cole Klesser's Brothers Kephart with the 5-inch blade. This is just about the perfect knife for camping or bushcraft. It would even make a great hiking knife thanks to the versatility and nimbleness of this design. Now, lots of makers have done a Kephart knife in the past, but none have been quite so true to the original design, because few have ever really had access to it in the first place. Now, it's often said that the Kephart is just a simple spear point shape, but there are a lot of subtleties in the original design that just don't come across in all the old photos and illustrations that most people base their designs off of. Dogwood's Dan Eastland, however, had access to one of the few remaining originals in existence today. An example that belonged to Ethan Becker, and taking precise measurements from that one and making a few concessions to modern preferences, he's come up with a truer form of the Kephart knife than anything else out there. He likes to say that this is the knife that Kephart would have carried if he'd had access to particle steels and stable handle materials. The key thing that sets apart our Knife Center exclusive launch of the Kephart are these Firefly handle materials, which is a proprietary material that Dogwood Custom Knives has come up with. Essentially, this material is made up of glow-in-the-dark stones that are set in resin, and you can either get them in colored resins or in a clear resin for even more efficient glowing. What's really staggering about this material, however, is the performance. About 30 minutes of direct sunlight, and you'll get about 10 hours worth of glow out of this material. It's not just hyperbole either. I've had a few pieces of this material in my collection, and I walked into my basement one time where it had been dark all day, no one had ever gone in there, and there was a little piece of that stone sitting on a shelf, and despite receiving no sunlight at all throughout the entire day, it was still faintly glowing on that shelf. And I don't know about you, but that is impressive, and that proves the material to me. Now, when it comes to the blade itself, it's not simple, but it is a spear point. We've got CPM 154 steel at 1/8 of an inch thick, so it's fairly thin by modern standards. We have a nice hand-rubbed finish too. And the 5-inch length of this blade is perfect, as I said at the top, for camping, bushcraft, hiking, even hunting, especially on larger game. Now, because of that use of the modern particle steel in that CPM 154, not only is it stainless, whereas the original knives were made of carbon steel, but the edge geometry can be thinner and sharper than those knives ever could be because of that toughness that you get from that particle metallurgy construction. This is going to help it stand up to plenty of abuse, but it's going to slice more efficiently than any of those original Cole Klesser knives could ever hope to. Much like the original, we have a convex grind on this knife. We also get a small secondary bevel, as well as a long swedge along the top that makes the blade more hydrodynamic. It kind of gives it less resistance as you're moving through materials. Now, one of the concessions that Eastland made towards modern bushcraft uses is instead of extending the swedge all the way back, there is a small section of the spine right here back near the thumb that's crisp enough to strike a fire steel. Moving back to the handle again, we did talk about the material, but as I said, we do have a couple of different color options with our Knife Center exclusive launch. We've got green as well as orange, and both of these have a really nice jewel tone quality to it, and they're really vibrant and look really good even when they're not glowing. We also have the option for a clear acrylic handle, and this is the one that's going to give you the brightest glowing performance. Essentially, the sunlight is going to penetrate the resin, and it's going to charge up more surface area of those stones so that more light can get in and more light can get out when they are glowing. Now, they all do this to a certain extent, but because of the clear nature of this one, you're going to get even more penetration of that solar energy. If you really like this knife, but you want something with a more traditional look, you can also check out our options with a black walnut wood handle, which is a lot more like the original and is sort of the best guess as to what the original wood material used was. As far as the design of the handle itself, it may look kind of flat, but it is thick enough and wide enough that it still fills the hand very nicely. The tang has also been skeletonized to remove weight and get the balance just right. As you can see from the top-down view, the handle tapers slightly towards the front, and then it flares out again as it gets to the point where that vestigial finger guard comes in. And that flare actually makes a really good point for pinch grips, both behind it as well as in front of it when you really need to choke up on that blade. You can also thank the mostly symmetrical shape of these handles for making it usable in just about any grip. It's not biased towards any particular hand size, and it works well in both forward or reverse grips, and it even works well for drilling or anything where you need to press in on the pommel because it's rounded over, there's no hot spots, and everything just melts into your hand. As far as carrying this blade on your adventures, we do include with this knife a nice JRE Industries leather sheath. These are made right here in the USA with a nice thick brown leather. It features pouch style construction, which carries the knife nice and deep, but even when it's sheathed on your belt, you have a little bit of that handle that sticks up, so it's still going to be getting charged up by the sun as you tromp around in the woods. Meaning if you happen to set it down later, even if it's been in your sheath most of the day, you're still going to have some glow that's going to help you locate it if you misplace it in the dark. Thanks to the wide belt loop on the back as well, pretty much anyone is going to be able to integrate this into their gear because you'd be hard pressed to find a belt that's actually wider than what you're going to be able to use with this. Now, I've always loved the Kephart design, and I love Dogwood's version of it very much. You've got really awesome modern materials here, but it's a link to the past, to the forefather of American woodcraft. And we're proud to bring you these KnifeCenter exclusive launches of this model with the awesome Firefly handles. Be sure to let us know what you think of these knives and the material in the comments, and to get your hands on one of your own, click the link in the description to head over to KnifeCenter.com. Fine, it's fine. It's fine, it's fine. That Kephart would have carried if he'd
Using that.